It's a Monday morning, Johnny. Actually, Monday afternoon, evening. Wow.
Well, it depends where you are in the world, doesn't it?
It's nearly April, Johnny.
It
We've
is.
got,
Around.
yeah, about time. Marsh needs to hurry up and end.
Yeah, I concur.
We've got a wonderful guest with us today.
He's a doctor.
He is the doctor's in the house, Mr. Matthew Hall. How are you doing today, Matt?
Hello, gentlemen. I'm doing well, thank you. It's still my afternoon, so still in March, marching towards April. Doing well, thank you.
You're marching towards April. I like what you did there, Matt.
Yes.
I feel like with my little fumble there, I hit all the time zones that could potentially be watching, or if anyone's watching back on. You okay there, Johnny?
I've gone blurry again. It's just a regular
Blurry.
occurrence. This time it's not my eyes, so we're all right.
Focus. Focus. There you go.
There we go.
Doing well.
Well, we'll start right off. Matt, for those that don't know who you are, tell us a bit about who you are, your role within SOLIDWORKS, and how you ended up with the nickname Dr. Dashboard.
Yes. Well, again, thanks for having me here. Appreciate it very much.
Welcome.
I'm honored to be here. So this is fun. And yeah, so my name is Matthew Hall. I am in the SOLIDWORKS brand. I've been with Dassault Systems for a number of years. I think I'm in my, let's see, I got to do the math. So I've had 12 or 13 years with the company now, and variety roles. But the last 4+ years, I've been managing the SOLIDWORKS communities that are online, the digital communities, the digital aspects, working closely with, in real life with my colleagues, Matt Clegg, who takes care of the Champions program, Dan Wagner, who manages the user group leader program. And yeah, I've been having a great time, and take care of our communities that are on 3D Swim. That's our 3D experience platform. So anybody can join those and, ask their questions, get answers, make the plug for there. We also have, so that community is more, user to user, and we get a few thousand unique visitors coming in there almost on a daily basis. It's kind of like a heartbeat with the weekend slowing down a little bit, but there's activity happening there. Some people maybe have claimed in the past that it's a bunch of hooey and no one's there, but we see the numbers and we have some good traction there. But we know that's not the only place our users go, so we've also been investing time and energy in WhatsApp. A couple of 3D Experience Worlds ago, we did a proof of concept to try out WhatsApp to see how people would connect there, and it's proved very successful for quick, short bursts of energy. There's always like a conversations happening there, but somebody might jump in and say, I got this problem, and you'll always see other user group leaders or champions or even other SOLIDWORKS users just kind of jumping in, helping out each other there. But if you want to get into more detailed things, structured questions, sharing a model, 3D model, something in SOLIDWORKS, you can do that through our 3D Swim community. We also have a user group network group on LinkedIn that I manage, and the user group leaders are sharing their upcoming events. So for awareness in the world of LinkedIn, we once in a while I'll drop in something there that I find interesting out in the world of LinkedIn, or my colleague Barbara will also share some content there. So we're active there as well, because we have to be everywhere. It would be nice if everyone just came to 3D Swim, but realistically, it's like, that's not going to happen. So community is everywhere. So we're in Swim, we're in LinkedIn, we're in WhatsApp. We started exploring Discord as well. It's been a little more of a challenge. I still consider myself a newbie on Discord, but Kirby, thanks. You've given me a lot of guidance and advice.
Yeah.
But so been managing that, and it's been going well. We get a lot of help and support from the wider community. It's a very passionate community. Jonny as well is helping out with different aspects within our WhatsApp group as a co-admin. And but to the question you said, why Dr. Dashboard? So as I said, I've been with the company a number of years. I've been in a number of roles, and internally we've adopted the use of the platform at our company. Of course, we I don't like the expression. We don't eat our own dog food. So we're a French company, so we drink our own champagne, and I like drinking the champagne. So I've been called the platform Sherpa, Mr. Swim, but Dr. Dashboard is kind of stuck. And then a few years ago we acquired a company called Metadata, American-based company, and we had to bring them on board to the platform. And up to that point, for better or worse, I was recognized as a subject matter expert with the platform inside the company, how to use it, how to leverage it. Do I know everything about the platform? No way. The real experts over in France putting all those pieces together, but I know enough to be pretty dangerous. So someone started calling me Dr. Dashboard. They made me a lab coat. I went on a little road show when we acquired Metadata to kind of bring them up to speed and on board. Oh yeah, there's a picture there with Bernard. And that's with the co-founders of the company. So that was down in New Jersey. We took that picture, and that was my little prop to gain some eyeballs and interest at the event. And I was at that event talking about the platform, and I'm presenting everything, and then suddenly up on the screen, so I'm presenting live from the dashboard or from the platform, showing dashboards, showing widgets, how to use them, what's the value of them inside of our company as well as outside for our users. And Bernard's in the room, and he's like popping up instant messages on the screen as I'm presenting. So it was a little bit distracting, but it was all in good fun, to have the CEO kind of poking me a little bit there virtually. And so the name is stuck around, and I don't mind it. I continue to advocate for it in the company as well as externally. We use the platform for our user group leaders, our champions that you guys are also on. And so it could be fun, it could be a challenge. There's things we want changes, we want to make it easier, but that's the goal. We're always trying to get to make it more intuitive, less clicks. And in my role in the user advocacy team, I'm taking the voices of people that are on this YouTube stream or people we meet at events, you guys, the hosts, whatever your feedback is, we take that, and I interface a lot with our R&D teams. I have pretty much weekly meetings with them, giving them the feedback and saying, why the heck did you do this? Or, hey, I heard this outside, in the other digital communities, and we get some positive feedback. So, a good case in point, of course, is there's the 37 list that people may be aware of. I won't go into details, but probably people have heard of that are in this world. But that was very impactful, and it's driven a lot of changes for the better.
I think elaborate on the 37 list in case people don't know what that is.
Mm.
Yeah, so the 37 list, there was a very visible, highly viewed blog. I think, was it last year? I'm losing track of time already, but it was about a year ago or so. A guy out of the Netherlands, Peter, put a list together, 37 things he didn't really care for on the platform. One of them was the user forum, but I thought he was wrong there. He said it was dead, but it's not dead. But there were a lot of other aspects that he challenged us, and they're all good. They're all good points he made. So we're open to that, constructive criticism, of course. And we've been working on that list, and our goal, of course, is to get Mr. 37 to be renamed as Mr. 0. And at World last year, Peter was there. Yeah, Peter was there, and Manish. It was talked about on main stage by both. Pascal mentioned it. Manish, our CEO, Pascal Deleuze being the CEO of the company, and Manish also mentioned it. Manish Kumar being our CEO of SolidWorks, and so it was talked about. It's nothing that we're hiding or trying to shy away from. We're taking it on, and we want to make the platform better. And as a doctor of the platform, I want to see it do better, of course, as well.
Yeah. I mean, taking input from users who are using it on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I know my first kind of experience with it was quite scary and difficult. And as I use it more and more, it's getting more and more comfortable. I know where to go if I need to open something specific, where I would spend before 5 to 10 minutes trying to find what I was looking for.
Once you've done it a few times, Kirby, I think you'll agree it becomes quite common sense, let's say. But the first time it's quite different. I think a lot of people who are core SOLIDWORKS users, Matt, you'll agree, are used to a desktop shortcut. So it's a change for people.
And we've seen improvements. I mean, especially using SOLIDWORKS for makers and cloud platform where there was no desktop shortcut. I mean, just adding that was world of difference. The most recent thing that was one of the changes, I think it was that you don't have to update. You don't have to apply every update. You can skip a few before you're actually forced to update. Because, you know, I was doing a presentation 2 weeks ago for the Hawaii user group kind of thing with Amy, and I had to show some SOLIDWORKS stuff. So I rehearsed everything on Sunday, perfectly fine and fantastic. Tested SOLIDWORKS, was great. That Monday, they decided to do an update, and I didn't know this until half an hour before the meeting. And that was that SOLIDWORKS update that meant that it crashed every time it opened. So, you know, trying to do my presentation while trying to open up the platform and try and get things working on that, because I hadn't trying to get SOLIDWORKS files, old SOLIDWORKS files to open the platform. I panicked. Eventually, when it came to my section where I needed to show SOLIDWORKS, I was like, I've got a recording of this presentation. I'm just going to play this, and we'll, you know, it'll show you exactly what I'm looking to show you guys.
Good job.
And I made it work. But yeah, that panic of, if I was able to just say, skip it for now, let's do this, would have been handy. But it was stuff like the forums. It was the WhatsApp group that, you know, I saw, hang on, there's an update. I need to go and deal with this. And then I saw there was a fix for that problem. So after the meeting, it took me about half an hour to download the hot fix and get it fixed. It was those kind of being connected to those social platforms, the community that kind of got together to say, hey, everybody's having this problem. Let's find a solution together. And it is super helpful. And I'll flash it up on the screen again while Matt was talking. These are links to those platforms if you'd like to go and join. Various different ways you can communicate with the users.
Yeah, so there's the forum, there's a LinkedIn group, there's a Discord, and Solid Chat. That's the name of the WhatsApp group. One that's not on there, but you know, I haven't created a QR code that I didn't mention the group that we're also involved in. Oh, there's Swugin. That's the Swugin link there. You know, another big source of community, even though we don't lead it in any way, shape, or form, is Reddit. Reddit is a big spot where there's a lot of discussions happening. There's one of the VARs, Go Engineering, has probably the most popular subthread on Reddit. It's just, you know, the /SolidWorks. And there's a lot of engagements happening there. And we also, you know, we being the company, Dassault Systems, the brand SolidWorks, we're monitoring and listening there. We have a Reddit whisperer there as well. Sharing, you know, kind of looking at threads and helping. You know, there's a lot of FUD on Reddit. I think we can agree. There's a lot of strong opinions on Reddit. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're like, what? So you know, to dispel that FUD, our whisperers out there helping, you know, explain, you know, these hot fixes, you know, and kind of keep track of hot topics that are happening on Reddit where, you know, there's maybe some particular issue happening if it's always crashing, or, you know, after an update. And so we're also in that space, in that community, listening in, watching, monitoring, and we're collecting and feeding back that information into both our R&D teams, our executives. We're summarizing for the support teams. And when big things are happening there, you know, we'll sit down, put our heads together and figure out, okay, who should be jumping into Reddit to support our whisper, either directly with a message that goes back into one of these threads, or maybe we'll reach out to somebody posting something because maybe they say, my SolidWorks is always crashing, you know, and then they badmouth SolidWorks, which, okay, we're concerned. Why is it always crashing? And in that case, maybe we're going to DM them and ask, okay, do you want to talk, you know, kind of behind the scenes? Let's figure out what's going on. What's your particular issue? We want to help you. So we've seen plenty of posts in Reddit that say, you know, Dassault Systems doesn't give a flying you know what, or they're not listening, they're not watching. But as the Imperial Empire would be, you know, we're watching in a way, but in a good way. So we're looking, you know, we want to help out. In the end, we want the users to succeed. So we'll bring in somebody from PD, somebody from the support team, R&D to kind of address issues that are happening there. And of course, if people want to jump in Reddit or the forum, wherever it is, and give us kudos back, we'll always take the thank yous too. We like those. But at the end of the day, we're looking, if people are having issues, challenges with the software, put it out there, put it in your question. Maybe build off of, SOLIDWORKS sucks to, expand as to why it sucks, or how are you viewing it as it being sucky in your life? What version are you running? What kind of machine are you on? Give us some details, because we want to change. Of course, our goal is to change the haters into lovers. And, the more details that people can give us to help explain what's going on, the better.
I mean, it's going to events like user groups to actually sometimes get face-to-face with employees, going to 3D Experience World, where you can do those. I did one of them, although very hungover, but I still made the most of it. One of my feedback sessions going through, X Design. And the first thing I said to him, one of the best things you've done for X Design so far is making it one software. Instead of having all these X apps, it's now just all contained into one. I was like, absolutely amazing. And I said, the next step is allow a person to go to xdesign.com, log in and use it. While the platform's great for connecting everything, not everybody needs to go through it. So if they can bypass that and have it running in the background, it'll make things a lot easier, especially for the makers. Installing a copy of SOLIDWORKS has got, almost 30 years worth of online data on how to troubleshoot that, that process. Whereas, the platform doesn't have as much of that. But it is getting there. Slowly and surely more information is getting on there. And the more people posting on the forums with answers, the AIs are getting smarter to help you out with those when you have those questions.
Yep. Blurry Johnny.
Sorry, there's a small child crying outside.
Is it yours?
No, it's not mine. Mine can't walk yet. Mine's outside. We're in serious trouble. It seems like it's being dealt with, but yes, I went blurry for a second.
Good. Okay. Yeah, to your point, to going from the digital to IRL in real life, that's always fun. I mean, my life is 24/7. I wake up in the morning. My commute to work is I can reach for this and I can start doing my work anywhere. So that's a blessing and a curse in a way. I have engaged in the forum or with users, propped up in my bed, in my office, on a bus, in a plane, in an Uber. I've even set up a meeting inside the platform riding a bicycle once. I was like challenging myself. I was on a dedicated bike path, no crossroads or anything. So I was just trying, I could do it from my bike. That was kind of pushing the limit. I've created posts and engaged on the forum from, above the clouds. But and often going to those events, like I've tested it when I went over to the UK, and first time I think I met you guys face to face up in what was it, Warrington, and getting out from behind the digital into those face to face meetings is always awesome. You putting those the name with the ID. I've shown up at a number of these events where it feels nice. I mean, a lot of people recognize me from my engagements in the platform, be it internal, external. Unfortunately, I don't have the mental capacity to remember who are you. It's like I gotta, the username and so, but getting there and engaging, shaking hands, meeting people at the different user group meetings I've been to, be it the UK, I've been to user group meetings. Well, when I was in a different brand in India, I've been to user group meetings in Japan with SOLIDWORKS. And then getting, of course, 3D Experience World being the pinnacle of all those user group meetings, so to say. That's always great. We have special breakout sessions that focus on getting that user feedback. Of course, the top one is the top 10 list. We've posted, that was in the theater, the playground at World this past February, and just a few weeks ago we posted replays of all that stuff. So that's in our SOLIDWORKS News and Information Wiki. You can see the actual session that was in the playground for the top 10 list. So that's capturing that user feedback, hearing and seeing what matters to our users and driving those improvements. Do we Do we get to every idea that's put in there? No, but we do document, our run rate of how many ideas we're taking in and bringing to reality. So we want to bring more and more, of course, as we scaled as much as we can. But getting to the 3D experience world, where like we had the first timers event this past year. That was awesome, with bringing people in for the first time, and we had the screens rotating through those QR codes you were showing a moment ago, making people, these first time newbies, so to say, that hey, there's this massive community here that you can be part of, that you can get help from. You don't just have to rely on, as you mentioned, Kirby, a moment ago, AI. AI serves a purpose, but AI is not the human. Our community online, in our forum, in our different other online communities, we bring the real people in, with the real people, real knowledge, real experience, and a real passion, for sure. I mean, AI is great to an extent, and we're bringing more and more AI even into our platform. Of course, we have the companions right inside the software, SolidWorks itself. We have Aura inside of our 3D Swim communities, which is, and the community is also embedded in the software. If you want, you can open a little tab. You can ask your questions right there. You don't have to bounce to something else and maybe get lost in that process. Aura, which I'll be featuring here more and more soon in the community, has the ability to summarize communities. You can ask questions to Aura. It's data mining the user form, of course, and those become your sources for the answers. And so it's becoming a very powerful companion. And so we hope people go there, try it out, tell us what you like, what you don't like, or what do you want to see improved. Of course, we're always listening on it. And so AI is the thing these days, but it's, if you're looking for authority with that AI, I'd say you come to one of our communities, the user group meetings, and that's where you get the real deal.
And that would be found with this virtual companions that's in beta in the 3D Swim platform.
Yep, there's Aura, Leo, and Marie, I believe.
Yeah, I've just got it open here and I'm having a look, and
I
might give it a try. I mean, if this is the kind of thing that, especially as someone who's never touched the platform, or someone who wants to get into SolidWorks, or a maker, for example, we always come from the maker's perspective.
Yeah.
A chatbot of here of like, where you can just ask, how do I download this software? If it can hold your hand, I think you'll get a lot more people getting to that install, because I think what I've spoken to people, the kind of hardest point is going from when you put your card details in to using the software. It can feel a bit like a maze without actual instructions.
Yep. Yeah, and that whole welcoming process, we've been listening to our users. Yes, it was a little cumbersome, a little amazing, so to say. And yeah, we want to make it a little more of a, we want to make it more of a straight path, make it easier for users to get up and running with the software. You don't want that friction.
It's massively improved, hasn't it, Kirby?
Yes.
You think when we first
100%
touching it, like, it used to be a proper maze. Now it's much more user friendly.
It's a question: is it more user friendly because we've got more comfortable with it?
No, I think there's been significant improvements as well. I do think it's got better.
Yeah, because I've just written.
Don't get me wrong. Go on.
So I was going to say, I've just written here, how can you help me install SolidWorks, and it tells you exactly where you need to go, log in, ensure you got the professional role, navigate to the compass.
There's definitely more help than there used to be as well, but obviously we were very early, Curb. But
additional resources, that's brilliant.
It's much more documented.
Even some common troubleshooting issues that you might face when installing it, like you learn something new every day.
Yep. Yeah, and I recognize you two are power users, but for those that are brand new to it, you want it to be as frictionless as possible. And the likes of colleague Kevin Burney, he and his teams are doing a lot of work to simplify it, make it more familiar, something, so it's not like you have to work out a whole new muscle memory workout set to understand what is this platform stuff. I'm doing it everything. I'm doing all these other things in my life this certain way. And then it's like, why do I got to do it differently? So we're trying to align to what people expect.
I mean, goes back to that 37 list of you took essentially what could be, a bad review and turned it around, being like, cool, this is a starting point. I can't remember. I think his name was Nick Smith. He worked at the Cambridge office in London.
Nick
He came to one of my user group meetings because he's part of the R&D team. He came to one of my user groups meetings and he wanted to present. And essentially all he didn't plug in a laptop or anything. He just took a notebook up there, stood at the podium, said, ask me anything. Tell me what problems you're having with SOLIDWORKS. Arms went up. Oh, I'm having this issue. Why can't I do this? And about 90% of what he said was like, oh, you can do that if you do this. And like people were blown away that the problems they were having, there were solutions already. And what he didn't have an answer for was basically like, we're working on that. Like we know about this issue and we're working on it. And I think it was very engaging conversation for everybody.
Takes a lot of confidence and to know that you've got the answers in your pocket ready. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to just walk up there. That's all swinging, all seeing that.
So to do something like that is brave, but hey, it's like, we want to demonstrate we're listening, we want to make it better. So that's our goal at the end of the day. And we want our users to succeed. So and get engaged, ask those questions, because we're seeing, and you probably see in your life as well, there's the rise of AI slop, so to say, or hallucinations. That's getting better, but it's looking on the internet what's out there, and it's like, it's just scraping in what it finds there. It's not applying judgment so much to it. So we have been, our data is that we collect, it's all in our platform. We're also indexing that and pushing it out to the internet as well at this point, because if you're not being found by Google, you don't exist. So Google is finding us content that is in the forum to help for some discoverability around answers. And you can see a certain amount of it, of course, like any platform. You can see a certain amount, engage a certain extent, but then it's going to ask you to log in. So but feel free to jump in there and ask your questions. Come to the swim.3ds.com. It's free and open to anybody. Play around, ask Aura questions. We're in the process of reaching out to people to help us develop some more user-generated content, be it from our champions, user group leaders, that they can share their experiences. So again, we can index that, push it out, and say, okay, this is, who knows what's being said in the world of Reddit. Maybe some of it's accurate, maybe some of it's not. But if you want true authority that's been validated, that aligns, with the true SOLIDWORKS knowledge that will be coming from our user forum, our own software, our user experts that are contributing there. So we want to create that user-generated content. We want to, so that's a big push of ours, to capture that, put it out there. I think one of the projects I have on board for this year is, not to take away from you two fine gentlemen, but I'd like to set up a little podcast as well.
Yeah.
It's
on my list.
Yep. So we could,
it's kind of what started our idea of getting together, is you want to put together this little podcast idea.
Yeah. So you guys do awesome deep dive podcasts. The goal of the podcast I'm thinking of here is it'd be 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to be a little bit more, get in, listen, find out something, and, continue on. It's not meant to be long form. It's not meant to compete or, draw away from yours. So what we're really going to be looking at, since the third word in pretty much most people's sentences is AI, we're going to be looking at what's being said out in the world of Reddit outside. Is it slop? Is it not? And maybe pick something that seems a little odd, and maybe pick at it and say, okay, this is right, this is wrong. Give an example why it could be done better, or why we think AI is taking something and not giving a good answer that Gemini has scraped up. because, like as I said a few times already, we want our users to succeed. So we want them to have the best knowledge, so to say. So that podcast will be featuring people. I'm happy. I would love to maybe interview you two for the first guest, or interview somebody that's been around, has some experience. They could be, I don't want to use younger or older, but more seasoned, or newer people in their careers. Just what, and maybe take a quick life hack. It's like, what have you come across, be it AI related, be it something in SOLIDWORKS that you thought, oh my God, if everybody knew this, their whole experience in SOLIDWORKS would be so much better. Tell me that in 30 seconds and why it's great for you. Capture that in the podcast and share it with the world. So that kind of stuff that I'm looking to get out of this podcast, so it can be 12 minutes max, or 12 to 15 at the most. People come listen if they want at 1.25 x speed. It's not going to be a lot of diving in to see, okay, what's Kirby's background and where does Jonny come into his life and why did Jonny come into his life? We're gonna skip all that kind of stuff and just say we know Kirby and Jonny are well established. They love SOLIDWORKS. They use a lot. They'd run the podcast. Okay, now we're gonna get to the question. So within a few seconds, we just dive in.
I mean, that 10 to 15 minutes is like that sweet spot for if you do a quick commute kind of thing, you're guaranteed to listen to go through a full episode on a commute.
Yeah, on a commute, or if you're wherever it may be, because podcasts, that's the great thing. People are listening to them on the side, maybe at work, in a commute, on a bike ride. I've listened to podcasts on my bike before, or at a gym, whatever it may be. And you maybe something will register in your brain. You'll take it into work and help you do SOLIDWORKS better. So that's what we're targeting to do.
I mean,
so that's one of the big pushes we're looking to do. And those podcasts would initially be hosted in our 3D Swim community, but then after some delay, though, I'm looking to push them out publicly, of course, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then you're able to reach that wider audience then.
Yes, I don't want to keep it behind a login, but it's like if you're going through the setting up your 3D experience ID, you're logging in, you get the first dibs at listening. Then have a few days. Yeah. It's we're not looking to it's not like Patreon. We're not looking to get money off it or anything like that. But it's membership has its benefits, so as the saying goes. Then eventually it would be pushed out to the Apples and the Stitchers or wherever it may be, SoundCloud, whoever, and push it out there.
Yeah, I like kind of what you said there. User generated content, which AI. Like if I ask Google a question, I start off with AI, read through that summary and then go through the different links. But that goes a bit further into, for example, 3D Experience World. And I think this year was very well done in terms of most of the presentations were user-based. Most of it was us that were showing stuff versus, the employees. The employees were there, but it was all us. And I think the angle in terms of AI that was being pushed was AI wasn't there to take over. AI was there to help. It's going to assist you. It's going to make a couple of things in your job easier. And I really like the way that they showcased that aspect of it.
Yeah, it's going to be your assistant. It's not. I think that message was frequently said. It's not there to take your work away. It's just to make you even a solid worker, as to use Jensen's term from the session. But yeah, it's there to help. But to your point, we had just over 200 or so sessions at World, and the majority of them were user led sessions. There were, of course, maybe a third or something of the employees, or there were some that were a mix of employee and users. So, and to make a plug, there are also all those playbacks. Well, not all of them, but most of them. We uploaded 200 or so in our SOLIDWORKS News and Information Wiki. I think I can put a chat. Maybe you could put that in there. It's solidworks.com 3DX replays, I think, but I'll have to check that. But it's just a short link there. Or if it's 3D, or no, it's something else. I'll have to dig it up for you.
I'll have a dig.
It's either 3DX or it's 3DX W26 dash replays or something like that. But and for Eric Beatty, that guy, I see he's making a comment about the enhanced overlords. Well, Yeah, we don't want them to be overlords. We want them to be our helpers.
That sounds like something AI would write.
Yeah, maybe they've already taken over, Eric, but yeah, so yeah, and there were AI sessions there. There were a couple, I think, even or one or two in the playground. So those replays have been posted. You can go and listen because we know everybody. Unfortunately, everybody can't make it to World, and we try to capture as much as we can for replays afterwards. And it's all, you just got to log in. There's it's not, that's the only gate really. It's not behind any kind of paywall or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's a ton of IP, a lot of learning content there. You can just search for whatever you're looking for. It's been tagged. There's certain tags you can run searches on and find what you look for to help you succeed. And yeah, so 3D Experience World is a great one. There's also there's a little tidbit of information is there is another 3D Experience World in the world. There's not just one. And so the other one is held in typically November. And if you happen to find yourself in Japan, it's held in Japan. So it's held in Tokyo. I think in years past, maybe before COVID, it was held between Tokyo and Osaka. But the last, since post-COVID, it's now just held in Tokyo. It's just a day event. I went a couple of years ago. I think I went to 3D Experience World Japan 2024 and did covering for my colleague Dan Wagner. Did some met with the user group leaders there. I met with about 12 of them. I forget how many are in the country, but they're scattered across the country. They came down to Tokyo. We had a user group meeting and a dinner before World. World is just a one-day event in Tokyo. It's all day. And it's a different vibe than, say, Houston or Nashville. There's no running of the nerds. But it's Japan. It has its Japan twist, but it was great. I mean, we had a number of breakout sessions run by the user group leaders, similar to World in the US. There were keynotes. Manish was there. John Paulo was there. And we had every year they bring in some keynote speaker, do some fun stuff as well. There's a playground with all kinds of booths. And I had a session there that I tried to do in Japanese because from my background, I've lived and worked in Japan years ago. My real boss, I met and married in Japan, so I have a strong connection back to Japan. Our first of two children was born in Japan, and so it was fun being back there trying to present in Japanese and no pressure. My colleague over there, she decided to invite GP to my user group session just to see me, put the pressure on me. It's like, okay, Matthew, but it's like, man, I hope GP doesn't speak Japanese because he'll know how poorly I'm failing here under pressure. But
I was going to say, like, well. I'm sure he thought it was perfectly fine because he had no clue what was being said. But
it all went well, and my colleague jumped in when I was like fumbling with some of the words and everything. But they're kind there in Japan. They're very appreciative. So but it was a great experience. And that the big red gigantic wall we had, I think from 2 worlds ago, was also in Japan, and it was actually there first before it was in Houston 1.
Right.
That 30-year wall with all the progression of SolidWorks over time. So they had that set up in wherever we were in Roppongi or someplace in Tokyo. But it was a great event. It was fun, and they do it every year. So if you happen to be in Japan in November, check it out. Go to another world.
Yeah, many years ago, it's probably about 8 years ago, I had to make some models for someone who was doing a presentation. They were doing a simulation of a kaiju versus a mech.
Oh.
So they asked me to model those up in SolidWorks so that they could simulate them fighting.
That sounds fun.
So that was the first time I learned about SolidWorks World Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is cool. But I think last year Manish went, and I think Sarah Zuckerman went as well.
Yes, she went. Yep.
She made a whole trip out of it and that, and I was watching all of his socials about it. I was like, this place looks amazing. So my dog is trying to dig through the carpet.
Is that what that was? I wondered what you were doing.
If I recall, it might have been Sarah Z's first time in Japan. So
Yes.
like, what a great way to go for the first time, to tie it in with world. And you know, it's if you've never been to Japan, it's like it seems far away, but you know, it is far away from, like, say, here in the US, but it's a great experience to go. It's just such a different country than so many other places.
I would absolutely love to go to Japan, mostly for like the Pokemon culture and their technology. Like just going, I can't remember what they're called, but you got these. They're like little dollar stores that you walk in and you can just buy like an old PlayStation 1 console for like $10. It still works perfectly fine. Just go to these shops and just buy old tech for really, really cheap.
Yeah, there's a section in Tokyo called Akihabara, which is like years past. They always used to probably say, you know, such is almost a double-digit figure of the electronics of the world. You know, the world's business of electronics, you know, went through Akihabara. If it was like 7% or 10%, you know, which is a massive number to go through one little area of Tokyo. And it's sensory overload when you go there. It's just lights and flashing, and so you have to be careful of that. But stores that are very thin, you know, they could be 6 or 8 stories tall. You just go up these escalators. It's just one thing after the other. If it's electronic stores, or you go to like the level that just covers, you know, Arduino boards, and the next level up might just focus all on LED stuff. The next level up might be, I don't know, it could just be anime stuff. It's just so random, and it's very, very otaku. If you know what otaku is.
Elaborate.
Otaku is I don't know how well it's you know, like kaiju's. People know kaiju. Otaku is kind of like I don't know, nerd in a way, in a good way. It's very, you're very focused. You're otaku over something. It's like you're a Star Wars otaku, or me, I'm a Star Trek otaku.
Yeah, it's like a nerd, I guess.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So
how long did you live in Japan, and how did you end up in Japan? I think it's quite fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not technical by education at all. I'm a humanities major, and after university, I was studying in university about Japan, the language, the history, the culture, and I didn't. It's like, okay, I got to grow up and be a man now. What do I want to be? And I wasn't sure. And there was this program to get me over to Japan, live and work there for the Japanese government and the education system there. And I jumped at the opportunity, applied, and I was working in the Japanese public education system as a teacher. And I was teaching at the equivalent of a junior high school, or a middle school, I think we would call it now, in the US. So, but that program continues today, and people can teach at the elementary school level, the middle school, or the high school level in the public school. And you're team teaching with Japanese. Teaching English, you're a cultural ambassador. And I did that program for 3 years on my own, or well, 3 years, and then I went 2.5 more on my own. So total 5.5 years living in Japan, teaching English. And then after that, I decided, okay, I want to do something different. I could have stayed there all my life, but if I would have not met, you know, people like Jonny or Kirby, or you know, dealt with SOLIDWORKS, and so I decided to do something different. And we ended up coming back to the States and living and working in the Bay Area, and just leveraging my Japanese knowledge, experience, and getting into high-tech semiconductor world out there for a number of years before moving to the East Coast, where I was with IBM for a number of years after that. And now, as I said earlier, a bunch of years with Dassault Systems, which has been the best run in my professional career so far. Besides, you know, Japan is different. So
you saying that just because you're still on the clock?
Yeah, no. In case my overlords are listening in. So no, it's been great. I mean, working for Dassault Systems and the various brands, had the opportunity, of course, you know, to go back to Japan. I've kept that strong connection with Japan. Be there for 3D experience, but I'd love to go back to another 3D experience world there. We have our user group leaders there in Japan. I keep in touch with them through our community as well, in our user advocacy tenant. They're spreading the word, engaging with students, both at the high school. High school students are very interested. There's a big startup movement in Japan. A lot of fab labs. When I was there for visiting World, we visited 3 different fab labs, 1, 2, 3, or 4. One down in Kamakura, which is south of Tokyo, which was really interesting. Then a few inside of Tokyo. So it's a big culture there, startup and fab labs there. So we're engaging with them a lot. And yeah, so it's been a great run with Dassault systems to bounce around to these different places, meet users around the world. Of course, online a lot, all the time with our communities and helping facilitate those conversations, get answers to questions. But getting out and to these different events in real life is always incredible too. And if you're on our community and you see something, as they say, see something, say something. If you see something that you think is, that you want to get answered, or you have an important question and you're not seeing some traction, just tag me. Because I'll take it in and see if I could track down if it's somebody from, I don't know, PDM or whatever group. If it's quality, it's, try to find the proper person and inject them into the conversation, help you get answers. If we can, we'll answer publicly. If we need to, maybe we'll go through DMs. Yeah, but we'll try to help you out as much as we can.
I was going to say, Matt, you're everywhere. I like to think I'm fairly online, but you definitely have me beat in terms of swim communities, WhatsApp, too. Everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Matthew's job.
I know, but even outside of ours, Kirby, the man in our WhatsApp admin community chat thing, you're still online and you still support above and beyond. So thank you from the community.
Well, thank you for that. I don't know. Our kids have grown up, so they're a little older. So I don't, I have different situation as well as home. But you Jonny stepping up. Our buddy Yaya is helping out as well with some of the admin. It can be full time. We get a lot of good in our community. Sometimes the bad creeps in, but that's like with every online space. You're going to have people sometimes got to be people, and you got to keep them under control. So because we're trying to keep these communities value. We want people to come in and see the value, get in there, get value out of the community. We don't want people coming in and just being, we're against spam. I like to eat spam. I don't like to feed it into the community. We don't want people.
Not everybody enjoys spam.
Yeah, I like spam. So, so if you see spam, say something. We'll stomp it out. Be it with Jonny's help, Yaya's help, or myself, or somebody else. So flag it. Tag us, because that's what we don't want. That we don't want it becoming that kind of environment. People trying to sell stuff all the time. We sell. If you want to share something, it's like, share your experiences. Don't share how someone can, help you make money through this community.
Yeah,
that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, or how to get free certification codes and that kind of stuff, or help me answer this question on my certification.
Yeah, and generally speaking, I would say the communities are high 90% all like that. You get people who want to help out. So
I mean, I was telling Mike Puckett, I texted him the one day after there was something happened in one of the certifications, and he sent me a link like, oh, if you see anybody like posting videos on how to do the certifications, here's somewhere you can send it. But I was telling him how already in that community, everybody's already trying to preserve the integrity of the certifications themselves. So the community is looking after the community. I think that's really important. Where you've there's only so much you can do, but at least you've got everybody else has got your back, which is always great in a community.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I love about it. I mean, I enjoy my job. Jonny, to your point, you'll see me on there some crazy hours, but it's like, I want to make sure that we're helping people, that they're having good experiences there. If they're running into challenges, help them figure those challenges out. If someone's coming in, if there's a bad actor trying to come in and spam the community, it's like, that's not going to benefit anybody. So we'll take care of that as quickly as possible. So, we have that passion even in our company. We want to match the passion of our users to try to make it a great place. So that's what we're doing.
And thinking of it now, you were saying that people think that the platform is kind of dead or not active. But you look at the WhatsApp group and there's always messages, and I think it's down to the platform. All the swims are in sometimes these little containers, so you don't always see everything that's happening, whereas the WhatsApp group, you can. But I think for a lot of people, getting to WhatsApp versus logging into the platform can be quite easy. I've got a friend at work who sometimes has issues, and I led him to the WhatsApp group. Told him, post in there, see what people can do, and he got help with the mechanism he was trying to create.
Yeah.
So I think what makes platforms like that very good is how easily accessible it is, and how quickly you can get a response out of it.
For sure.
So I think if the platform moves closer to that, it'll be more and more successful.
The platform app's quite good, now. I use the app on my phone a lot more than I use the desktop one now. But I think it's the new world as well, Kirby. Like you say, people are impatient. They want an answer now.
Or yesterday.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and WhatsApp has had incredible success. We ran up to caps, max limitations there, so we had to kind of spin off a group, and so we've encouraged people, if you have a particular, because I can't tell everybody what you want to know. That's not my place or my skill set. So, but if people come to me and say, well, can we have a group I'm just going to go look at, we set up this sub community, I think we called it, a solid chat one. And there was like, what they have, people were setting up things that were related to very specific aspects of SOLIDWORKS, and these different groups. Or there was a group that were related to, a user group just wanted something on WhatsApp, say from Mexico. Anybody can still join that group. I mean, it's primarily done in Spanish, but it's just people are coming to us and say, hey, we have this interest, we have a need, we want to set up a quick little WhatsApp group, and it's like, yeah, we'll review it, and if it's there to help the users and not try to sell stuff, of course we're gonna authorize it to connect it to our overall community, because I think WhatsApp has communities, and communities consist of groups. So our initial community filled up this last year, and we had to spin off, like I was saying, we set up another sub community, so to say, which consists of groups, and that might even be running up to limits here sometime soon.
Yeah.
So,
well, maybe I'll set up a little group for just where people can show off good-looking fillets.
Yes, very specific,
whether it's the radius form or the steak form.
That up what you need there.
Fillet Appreciation Society.
Yes. And yes, we have those. But as I mentioned earlier, if you want to actually share a model that you can manipulate, you can play with, you can explode, that's the only place you're going to be able to do that is in 3D Swim. And of course, that's a platform ID. Most people who have SOLIDWORKS are going to just use their ID that they already have. But if you want to go explore it, check it out, you just have to sign up and then log in. And that's all free, but that's the makers are all in there. They can share their models, and we're looking to do more in that space with 3D. So not only the podcasts. I'm looking to do different, just fun stuff. Maybe some scavenger hunts we're thinking of. Maybe I kind of got the idea from Leonard Tyndall, who was hiding some stuff as he was promoting his sessions for 3D Experience World. He was hiding little Easter eggs inside SOLIDWORKS design. So I'd like to do something along those lines of a scavenger hunt, where you got to go in and try to find either there's something wrong in a model, or there's some kind of message in the model that you can try to find through clues. So if anyone has some ideas or they'd like to get involved with that, just let me know. So we've also started with our champions, kind of like what's on your desk, a little fun challenge to show us what does your desk look like when you're using SOLIDWORKS at work or your home office, or if you're swapping between the two. And
I saw that post and getting some great engagement on that.
Yeah, there's some great engagements. And the next thing you want to do is we want to roll it out and start bringing in students who are using SOLIDWORKS and say, okay, this is what our champions are using. But at the other end of the perspective, what are students who are starting out new with SOLIDWORKS? What's their desktop look like? And is it better than a champion or different? We'll see. So have some fun stuff happening there.
It won't be better than mine, I'll tell you.
Oh. Won't be.
No, mine's just just flood it with stuff. I like
Yep.
Eric's new group, Matt. What do you think about that one? STB, show that build.
show that build. I like that. Capture this chat so I can capture those ideas and bring them in. Yes. Fap for a society. Uh-oh. We better watch out. Yeah. No, but so we have a so we're always looking for ideas. We just don't want to push stuff on you. We want your feedback, your thoughts. So we want to engage with you. We being, our digital communities, we want to pull in what you're interested in hearing about. I think I have a survey on our LinkedIn user group, which is, I think, Swuggen/LinkedIn or something like that. I think you showed that earlier. And we have a little survey going, just what do you want to learn about more? And I think I just chose 3 topics and I had an other field. When that survey closes, we'll take the top one and I'll bring in the appropriate person to share some resources, and maybe we'll have a conversation around that and just talk about that one particular topic that got the most answers. And again, in another bit of time, we'll run a similar survey again. So we want to just help out and share information and get those resources out so the users can find it easily and not get lost in a maze.
I like it. I mean, yeah, community's everything. Community keeps everybody together, allows.
Yes. Yep. And we are everywhere, like we were saying. So Discord. I mentioned Discord. We're still trying to get going in there. There is another Discord server that's really popular with SolidWorks, and I've been more interested in me trying to create our own little party. Maybe go join and partner with that other bigger party that's going on, where they have like several thousands of users engaging there in the Discord there. So we'll see where Discord goes, but we are there doing things. But again, if it's, we want to do some fun stuff too, and at the same time share some knowledge and resources with our users.
Yeah, hopefully your podcast kind of does that as well. Especially
I'm looking forward to that. They'll be fun. Get through the technicalities of capturing the video and pushing it out there. But I did years ago. I did some podcasts when I was in a different area of the company. So I guess it'll all come back to me, I hope.
What's the name of your new? Well. I was going to ask, and I think a kind of perfect thing to close off is, what's going to be the name of your podcast?
Oh, should I expose a name? It's going to be just one word, and I'll credit a guy by the name of Josh for inspiring it. It's going to be called Spread.
Spread.
And,
yeah,
it'll be SPRED. RED. Yeah, did I get that right? It's a Spread. And that comes from our buddy Josh. I think he coined the phrase "spread the red." So I want to spread the red.
That's very good.
Play with colors and everything. So keep it simple. So looking forward to get that going. So once it's out there, hope that people listen in, and we hope they'll smash the like button and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. So like they do with your podcasts.
No, I think it'll work out for you, Matt. It'll be good fun. The name's good.
And I'll lean on you guys for some advice or tips and tricks as well, since you've been doing this a lot longer and more than I have, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, so it'll be cool.
More than happy to help out, but I think that's a beautiful place to wrap all of this up. I mean, I'll show you links one more time.
They'll appreciate it.
Everybody can connect in the community.
Mm-hmm.
User groups, and then the forum, the LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more professional, I'd say. For that group.
For that group, and it's that's more of a broadcasting. But like I said, we're doing the survey. WhatsApp, the forum, and Discord to an extent. They're more direct engagement, user engagement, user to brand. So join any of them. We're there.
Whichever you're most comfortable with. I mean, like I said, it's you've got to try and be on every platform. You might find you kind of spreading a bit thin, but if there's one person on Discord that finds the most useful thing possible,
Yeah.
You've done your job fantastic.
Done the job.
Yeah, you guys with the user advocacies are always good at listening to what we have to say about the software and taking that feedback on board and using it to change things for the better, which is always fantastic. Let's get that 37 lists down to 0.
Yep, that's our goal. We want to take that feedback and show that we're definitely listening and improving based upon the feedback we get.
Excellent.
Excellent. And I think you said since where's I'm just trying to get you one other link I could show you here. Give it to you here. This we can end on this one. Copy it. Put it in the chat for you guys. You can share it out there if you want. There's one photo of me with Peter. That's our goal, to get it to 0.
Let me push buttons here.
Yeah.
You got buttons.
Not that button. Yeah, I've got buttons. I'm pushing the wrong buttons in the wrong order, but I'll get there. Don't hit cancel. Share screen. Window. It's because the cancel button's bright blue and the share is grey. No, that's the wrong one.
No,
we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Share screen. Entire screen. There we go.
I was going to jump in, Kirby, but I thought I'd let you just,
There we go.
It's the rawness of, yes.
Yep. So
he created the 37 list.
Get down to 0. That's Peter there.
I look forward to that.
Glad he was there. So, but I appreciate you guys having me on this call. As Kirby mentioned, I was still on the clock, so I was just drinking tea. You guys might be on something a little better than, or different than tea.
It's Monday, so I gave it a skip.
Oh, really?
I can crack a beer if someone's
great. Thanks, guys. Matt, you've got a valid excuse. Kirby, you've let me down for once. Never known this. It's Monday. Like we don't always.
This is Monday. I might have something in a little bit. We're going out to a birthday party. It's my son's birthday today. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, happy birthday then.
Yep. So, and he has once in a while he's wearing a SOLIDWORKS sweatshirt, so it makes me proud. Proud papa.
Yeah,
they get around them sweatshirts.
Definitely spreading the red.
It's a spread.
All right. I'm just going to wrap up our social media. Where can people find you? Just in these forums?
In the forums, if you were to just tag me, you can tag me and I'll get notification. I'm there and monitoring on the WhatsApp user forum and 3D Swim, SOLIDWORKS News Information, which is more our brand communication to our users. That's where we share like replays from World, stuff that's related to events leading up to World, and we're on LinkedIn with the user group. Just if you're just a tag at Matthew Hall, or my internal, if you want a shortcut, is F as in Frank, V as in Victor 9. If you do at FE9 when you're in our platform, that will reach me. That's a lot easier than Matthew Hall. Yep. So I don't know where they came up with those codes, but the mystery works. But yeah, so reach me any place there, and be happy to engage, answer any questions, or if I can't answer them, which is often the case, I find the experts who can.
Yeah, you're the guy.
The doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Dashboard.
I suppose the doctor. So.
Let's hit the button. Right. If you want to follow me, I'm at KJ Designs 365.
At JH_product engineering for me.
Kirby,
I tell you what, hang on, Kirby. I've got news.
What?
I've got loads of photos to post, and I am going to do it this week. I've had I've had a lull, but I'm coming in hot. Let's say.
I look forward to it. If you want to follow the podcast, it's at the Core Podcast. Our contact: Facebook, the Core Podcast with the O's 0, Twitter or X, YouTube and TikTok. It's the Core Podcast. Bish.
Cool.
Again, thank you so much for hanging out, Matt.
No, thanks for having me. It's been fun. Glad to be
see. Hopefully, we'll be hanging out real soon, recording your first episode of your podcast, and look forward to hearing more episodes from that.
Yep, the goal is first one in April, so coming
Excellent.
up soon. All right.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, Matt. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. You have a nice evening. Thanks for having me again.
Bye.
See you. Thanks, everybody.